Some betrayals cut deeper than blood. This is the story of how I lost my family, but won back my home. You ever think you've hit rock bottom? Then life digs a little deeper for you? That's what it felt like the night I came home after a 16-hour shift, body hollow, boots heavy with cement, and dreams so small all I wanted was a shower, a meal, and a few hours of sleep before the world dragged me back again. My name's Chris. I'm 27, and I've been breaking my back at a construction site since the sun came up. My shoulders were raw from hauling rebar in the rain. My palms stung from rope burns, and the smell of sweat, rust, and diesel clung to me like a second skin. When I finally made it to the front door of the only place I'd ever called home, I slid the key into the lock. It didn't turn. First, I thought it was me, too tired, too shaky. I jiggled it, stared at it like it might apologize, even checked the number on the door like maybe I'd walked into the wrong life. Then the door opened, and there she was, Diane, my stepmother. Yoga pants, tank top, phone in one hand, disdain in the other. Behind her, my stepbrother Jake lounged on the couch. My couch, wearing my hoodie. "Oh," Diane said like she'd forgotten I existed. "You're back early." I told her the key didn't work. She didn't flinch. She smirked. "We changed the locks. If you want to stay, it's $30,000. Back rent, utilities. Your brother deserves a vacation. You're working construction. You can afford it." I stood there, duffel bag cutting into my shoulder, boots sinking into the welcome mat I'd picked out years ago. For a second, I wasn't 27. I was 12 again, standing by the door after my mom's funeral, watching Diane carry her boxes into the house. Hearing her say, "Call me Diane, not stepmom. That's too formal." Realizing too formal was just code for don't expect me to love you. "Did Dad approve this?" I asked. "He's overseas." She smirked again. "This is my house when he's gone. My rules." I nodded once, understood, and I walked away. No shouting, no slam doors, just the sound of my car engine swallowing the ache in my chest. That night, I slept at the site, curled on plywood under scaffolding, wrapped in a safety vest for warmth. The air was sharp with the smell of wet cement. I stared at the unfinished beams cutting through the sky, counting bolts instead of sheep, remembering cinnamon candles, orange Gatorade, and the way my mom hugged like she was trying to glue your soul back together. That was before the car accident. Before Diane painted over our walls and replaced family photos with stock art. Before Dad left me here, thinking he was protecting me. I thought if I gave enough, fixed faucets, stocked the fridge, paid the bills, they'd see me as family. Instead, they changed the locks and demanded 30 grand. But I'd been waiting for this moment. The next morning, I left an envelope on the doorstep. At 9:02, Diane shuffled out, fuzzy slippers, coffee mug, phone glued to her palm. She bent, picked it up, opened it, and screamed. A full-bodied, soul-splitting scream that shook the neighborhood awake. Jake stumbled out, grabbed the paper, read it, and his voice cracked as he joined the chorus. Because it wasn't a letter. It wasn't an argument. It was an eviction notice stapled to a deed with my name on it. The house was never theirs. My dad had bought it long before Diane. Transferred it to me when I turned 21 quietly just in case. For years, I kept that secret close. Thought maybe I'd never need it. But sitting in my car, hearing their screams, I finally understood why Dad had done it. He knew who Diane was. He just hoped I'd never have to find out. The next 30 days were chaos. Diane played the victim online. Jake cried on TikTok. My phone lit up with messages from relatives calling me heartless. She's your stepmother. He's your brother. Blood is blood. But I saved it all. Screenshots, voicemails, proof. When the deadline came, I showed up. Not in dusty work clothes this time, but pressed shirt, hair combed, documents in hand. Diane opened the door, eyes sharp as glass. "We're not leaving." "You already did," I said. "On paper. Weeks ago." Jake appeared, hoodie half-zipped, eyes red. "This is illegal. You're throwing us into the street." "No," I told him. "You chose not to leave. I gave you every chance. And then Dad's car pulled up. For a moment I thought he'd side with them. But he walked straight to me, eyes tired but steady. He handed me an envelope. Divorce papers. "She never cared about you," he said quietly. "Or this family. I see that now." Together we turned to face them. Diane sputtered excuses. Jake begged for sympathy. But Dad's voice was firmer than mine ever could be. "This isn't your house. It never was. Pack your things." By sunset, the house was quiet. Their laughter, their shadows, gone. By midnight, it was mine again. I walked barefoot from room to room, every light switched on. Not because I needed to see, but because I could. For the first time in years, the silence wasn't punishment. It was peace. And standing in the doorway of my childhood room, I realized something. Reclaiming your home isn't just about deeds or paperwork. It's about reclaiming yourself. About saying, "I belong here, and no one gets to take that away from me."